Hello and welcome to my week 4 journal. The first thing that I'm going to be discussing this week is a lesson surrounding a big idea. There are many academic benefits for our students when we surround our lessons around a big idea. The first one being that it helps students to make sense of ideas that we're trying to teach and construct the meaning for themselves. It helps them personalize the meaning and make personal connections, which increases retained knowledge that students will be able to recall for long term. Students can then transfer the knowledge to other concepts and real life situations. It's an awesome way to teach core concepts to our students. This week we watched a video on multiplication and division strategies. There are many strategies used to develop student understanding. One of them was that the teacher got students to think about a quote that she put on the board. The quote she used was, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." She asked students to think about this quote in order to help them understand new math vocabulary terms that they were going to be discussing in their lesson. The teacher also made a list for students to refer to on the board and asked students to add to that list. Displaying the list at the front of the classroom was one strategy she used to have students have something to refer to and look back at to reference their vocabulary terms. She also said the factor times a factor is a multiple. It was a fun saying that she used gestures along with to help students make a connection and recall multiplication lessons from prior. She also used various engagement strategies. Some strategies that she used, the first one being was that she used a bell to signify the beginning of the lesson. This was proven to be effective because the bell appropriately grasped the students' attention and they were ready to go. She also allowed students to look at the cameras and the teachers that were in the room before getting started. As a result, students paid attention to the teacher rather than paying attention to the distractions behind them after they were given that opportunity to get it out of their system and wave. She reminded students about what active listening meant. Like, for example, she said, "Eyes on me." Students were able to follow the teacher's direction and face forward with their hands in their lap and actively listen. She also utilized the think, pair, share strategy, asking the students something they knew about multiplication. This was proven to be effective because at first students were pretty hesitant in the video to share with the class. Not very many students raised their hand when she asked them to share something about multiplication. But it seemed like the students were pretty eager to get into their partner little groups and share with one another. So if I were teaching this lesson, what I would do differently is that I would have added an example of something the class had learned about multiplication to the list before teaching as a reference or just a quick little example. This is because most of the students looked lost and confused. As I had said, not many of them were raising their hand, wanting to share. They kind of seemed like they might have benefited from a little more of a nudge. I think having an example would have helped them recall what they had learned and maybe would have increased student participation. And this concludes my my journal for the week. Thank you.